If someone had told me a ring could feel like a job title, I would have chosen a smaller size. I never expected to fall in love in a coffee shop. Racing was my life, my escape from my family's suffocating expectations. That autumn morning in Mesa Vista changed everything. "Marin, darling, you must meet Charles Bradford's son," my mother's voice droned through the phone. "He's a Harvard graduate with excellent prospects." I rolled my eyes, clutching my phone as I reached for my coffee. "Mom, I'm focused on the championship right now." At 34, you can't keep avoiding marriage. The Clark family needs. I ended the call, my hands shaking with frustration. The coffee shop buzzed with morning activity, offering temporary refuge from my reality. The aromatic scent of freshly ground beans usually calmed me, but not today. Lost in thought, I turned and collided with someone. Hot coffee splashed across a pristine white shirt. "Oh, I'm so sorry." Green eyes met mine, startlingly bright against olive skin. The woman dabbed at her ruined shirt, her brunette hair falling in waves around her shoulders. "No worries, though I might need to rethink my wardrobe choice." Her smile disarmed me completely. "Please, let me buy you a new coffee in your dry cleaning bill." "I'm Lena," she said, accepting my offer. "Just moved here for a new job." We sat at a corner table, and conversation flowed easily. Lena's hands moved expressively as she talked about engines and torque. My racing heart skipped when she mentioned working as a mechanic. "Wait," I leaned forward. "You're not the head mechanic Caleb for Clark Racing, are you?" Her eyes widened. "And you must be Marin Clark, my new driver." The universe has a weird sense of humor. Here I was, trying to escape my family's marriage plans, only to feel an instant connection with my new team mechanic. "Well," Lena smirked, "at least we got the awkward first meeting out of the way." Later that afternoon, I watched her work on my car. Her confidence in the garage matched my own on the track. The way she handled tools with precise movements made my breath catch. "Your timing belt was slightly off," she explained, wiping grease from her hands. "Should give you better acceleration now." I tried not to stare at the smudge of oil on her cheek. "Thanks. Want to grab dinner to make up for the coffee incident?" Rain check. "I need to finish these adjustments before tomorrow's practice." Walking away, I couldn't shake the feeling that something significant had just begun. My phone buzzed again, mother's name flashing on screen. I ignored it. That night, lying in bed, I replayed our meeting, the way her eyes crinkled when she laughed, her passionate knowledge of engines, the subtle scent of jasmine beneath motor oil. Professional boundaries seemed important, but my heart raced thinking about seeing her tomorrow. The championship was 8 weeks away. 8 weeks of working closely with Lena. Maybe this season would bring more than just trophies. The thought both thrilled and terrified me. As sleep came, I dreamed of green eyes and coffee stains, of freedom and possibilities I'd never dared consider before. My last conscious thought was how perfectly her smile had lit up that ordinary Monday morning. Sometimes the best things in life come disguised as accidents. Even coffee-stained ones. 3 weeks passed in a blur of practice runs and mechanical adjustments. Lena proved herself invaluable to the team, her expertise transforming my car's performance. But it was more than that. Every morning, she'd have my coffee waiting, made exactly how I liked it. "Your turns are tighter now," she commented one evening, bent over the engine. The setting sun painted golden streaks across her face. "But you're still holding back on the straightaways." I leaned against the garage wall, watching her work. "Maybe I need more motivation." She glanced up, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "Is breaking track records not enough?" The garage felt smaller whenever we were alone, the air charged with unspoken words. My phone buzzed, another text from mother about potential suitors. I ignored it. "How about dinner tonight?" The words slipped out before I could stop them. "The team's gone home. Just us." Lena wiped her hands on a rag. "Considering Chinese takeout in the garage?" That's how we ended up sitting cross-legged on the garage floor, sharing lo mein and trading stories. Lena told me about growing up in a small town, fighting to be taken seriously in a male-dominated field. "Your family must be proud," I said, reaching for the last egg roll. Her laugh held a touch of sadness. "They wanted me to be a teacher. Or marry one. I know something about family expectations." I told her about the parade of eligible bachelors, the constant pressure to uphold the Clark name. "You could always tell them you're already taken," she suggested playfully. The garage lights cast shadows that danced across her features. Thunder rumbled outside. We had been so absorbed in conversation we hadn't noticed the approaching storm. Rain began hammering the roof. Damn, Lena stood. I need to close the bay doors. We rushed to secure the garage. Lightning flashed, illuminating her profile. She looked ethereal, powerful. My breath caught. The next day, Mother arrived unannounced at the track. Darling, I've arranged lunch with Graham Whitaker. His investment firm would be perfect for our family connections. I was saved by Lena calling me over to check the engine modifications. Mother's disapproving gaze followed us. Your mother seems intense, Lena observed later during a late-night practice session. Try suffocating. I revved the engine, feeling its raw power. She won't stop until I'm married off to some acceptable businessman. Lena's hand stilled on the wrench. Is that what you want? Our eyes met in the mirror. The answer hung between us, heavy with implication. Practice runs stretched longer each evening. The team noticed our lingering conversations, the private jokes, how Lena's touch stayed a moment too long when helping me with my racing suit. One night, after a particularly good run, Lena grabbed my arm. That was perfect. You're ready for the qualifiers. Her fingers were warm through my sleeve. The garage was silent except for our breathing and the cooling engine's ticks. Something shifted in the air between us. I should go, she whispered but didn't move. I stepped closer. Should you? The sound of approaching footsteps broke the moment. Team members burst in, celebrating the day's success. Lena stepped back, professional mask sliding into place. That night, lying awake, I realized I was racing toward something far more dangerous than any track could offer. Mother called again about Graham Whitaker. I stared at my phone, Lena's words echoing, you could always tell them you're already taken. Maybe it was time to take control of my own story, even if it meant risking everything I'd built. The thought of Lena's smile made it seem worth any price. Tomorrow's practice would bring new challenges, new moments alone in the garage, new chances to either brave the truth or keep running from it. Sleep came slowly, filled with dreams of green eyes and engine sounds, of choices waiting to be made. Mother's latest matchmaking attempt pushed me over the edge. At the track's annual charity gala, she cornered me with yet another suitor. Graham Whitaker stood there in his tailored suit, oozing old money confidence. Marin, darling, Graham here manages billion-dollar portfolios, Mother beamed. The champagne in my glass couldn't calm my nerves. Across the room, Lena was discussing engine specs with sponsors. She wore a simple black dress, her hair loose around her shoulders. Our eyes met briefly. Actually, Mother, the words tumbled out, I'm already engaged. The champagne glass in Mother's hand froze midway to her lips. What? Yes, I continued, heart racing faster than any car could move. I've been meaning to tell you. To whom? Mother's voice carried that dangerous edge I knew too well. Before I could respond, Lena appeared beside me, perfect timing as always. The new fuel injection system is ready for testing tomorrow, she said, professional as ever. Something clicked in my panic-addled brain. Mother, this is Lena Reyes. My fiancée. The silence that followed felt eternal. Lena's eyes widened slightly, but her composure never cracked. God bless her quick thinking. Pleasure to finally meet you, Mrs. Clark, Lena said smoothly, slipping her hand into mine. Her palm was warm, steadying. Mother's face cycled through shock, disbelief, and barely concealed horror. This is unexpected. After Mother's hasty departure, I pulled Lena into an empty hallway. I'm so sorry. I panicked. That's quite an engagement announcement, she smiled, still holding my hand. Should I expect a ring? I'll make this up to you, I promise. Just help me maintain this facade until after championship season. Thunder crashed outside, matching the storm in my chest. Lena studied my face, her expression unreadable. On one condition. Dinner at my place tomorrow. We need to get our story straight. The next evening found us in her cozy apartment. Rain pattered against windows as Lena cooked pasta. The domestic scene felt dangerously right. How did we fall in love? She asked, stirring sauce. Your mother will want details. I watched her move around the kitchen. We could stick close to truth. Coffee shop meeting. Working together. Late nights at the track. When did you know? Her question held weight beyond our pretense. Lightning illuminated the kitchen. In that flash, I saw Lena clearly, not just my mechanic, not just my fake fiancé, something more. There was this moment, my voice softened, watching you work on my car. You had engine grease on your cheek, talking about torque ratios. You looked. She stepped closer. Another lightning flash. Thunder rolled. The pasta sauce bubbled, forgotten. Beautiful, I whispered. The kiss happened naturally, like the end of a perfect lap. Her lips tasted of wine and possibilities. When we parted, the pretense had shifted into something real. That wasn't part of the plan, Lena murmured against my lips. Plans change. The storm intensified outside, but we barely noticed. Dinner grew cold as we explored this new territory, hands entwined, hearts racing in sync. Later, curled on her couch, reality crept back in. The team, the sponsors, my family. This could complicate everything. Lena traced patterns on my palm. Racing's about taking calculated risks, right? This feels bigger than any race. We could stop, she offered, though her grip tightened. Return to professional boundaries. The thought made my chest ache. I don't want to stop. Rain drummed against windows, creating a cozy cocoon around us. Tomorrow would bring challenges, questions from Mother, scrutiny from the team. But tonight, watching Lena fall asleep against my shoulder, I felt strangely peaceful. My phone buzzed with Mother's messages. I silenced it without looking. Some choices, once made, carry you forward like a perfectly tuned engine, no braking, no hesitation, just pure momentum towards something true. Outside, the storm began to clear, stars peeking through clouds. Inside, everything had changed, and for once in my life, I welcomed the chaos, the uncertainty, the thrill of racing toward love instead of away from expectations. Lena stirred slightly, murmuring my name in her sleep. I pulled her closer, knowing tomorrow would test us both. But for now, in the quiet aftermath of truth and storms, we had this moment. It felt like victory. The qualifying race loomed ahead, tension crackling through the pit crew. Lena had worked through the night, fine-tuning every component of my car. Her dedication showed in the shadows under her eyes. Everything's perfect, she assured me, adjusting my helmet. Her fingers lingered at my neck. Just like we practiced. The Arizona sun beat down mercilessly as I took position. 20 laps to prove ourselves worthy of championship competition. Through my earpiece, Lena's voice remained steady, professional. Watch your timing on turn 3, she advised. Remember the adjustments we made. The race blurred into pure sensation, each turn exactly as we had practiced, every straightaway pushing limits. Lena's modifications made the car sing beneath me. Final lap, her voice carried pride. Show them what you've got. Crossing the finish line first felt electric. The team erupted in celebration, but I searched for only one face. Lena stood back, grinning, until I pulled her into the victory huddle. Dinner, I whispered during the chaos. Just us. Later, at an intimate restaurant downtown, we shared wine and victory glow. Lena wore that green dress that matched her eyes. Candlelight softened her features. To the best mechanic in Arizona, I raised my glass. To the driver who makes my work look good. Our hands met across the table. The past weeks had transformed our fake engagement into something neither of us dared name yet. The team's starting to talk, Lena mentioned casually. About us. Let them, the wine made me bold. I'm tired of hiding. Her thumb traced circles on my palm. Your mother called the garage today. That stopped me cold. What did she want? Background check, I assume. Asked about my qualifications, family history. Anger flared. She has no right. Hey, Lena squeezed my hand. I can handle nosy mothers. The restaurant's soft jazz wrapped around us like a cocoon. Lena looked stunning in the dim light, describing modifications for tomorrow's practice run. We walked along downtown Mesa Vista afterward, street lights painting everything golden. Near the stadium, music drifted from somewhere above. Dance with me, I pulled her close. Here, she laughed but didn't resist. We swayed together, the empty parking lot our ballroom. Stadium lights cast long shadows as Lena hummed along to distant music. Sometimes I forget this started as pretend, she murmured against my neck. Nothing pretend about this, I tilted her face up. The kiss deepened as stadium lights dimmed, marking closing time. Lena's hands tangled in my hair, erasing all thoughts of family expectations and professional boundaries. A security guard's flashlight beam made us jump apart. Laughing like teenagers, we ran hand in hand to my car, breathless and giddy. Stay tonight, Lena said as I drove toward her apartment. Not a question, not quite a demand. The night unfolded slowly, tenderly. Moonlight painted patterns across bare shoulders. Every touch held meaning beyond words. Dawn found us tangled in sheets. Lena traced the racing calluses on my palms. Ready for practice today? After last night's workout, I grinned. I might be too relaxed to drive. She kissed my shoulder. Can't have that. Championship's getting closer. Reality started seeping back. Practice runs, team dynamics, mother's investigation. But here, watching early light play across Lena's skin, none of it seemed insurmountable. Worth it, though. I pulled her closer. All of it. Her smile held promises. Prove it on the track today. We arrived separately at the garage, maintaining professional distance, but something had shifted. The team noticed our synchronized movements, shared glances, private smiles. Mother's calls went unanswered. The track became our sanctuary. Each practice run better than the last. Lena's mechanical brilliance paired perfectly with my driving instincts. That evening, watching her work late again, I realized we were building something beyond championships or family approval, something real, unscripted, powerful. You're staring, she said without looking up from the engine. Just admiring the view. Her knowing smile could power the whole stadium. Some victories happen off the track, in quiet moments between sunset and starlight. The championship drew closer, but my focus had shifted. Winning still mattered, but not as much as the green-eyed mechanic who had turned my carefully planned life beautifully sideways. Mother's ultimatum landed on a crisp morning. Bring her to dinner tomorrow night, she ordered over the phone. The whole family will be there. I found Lena in the garage, already at work despite the hour. Her focus faltered when I wrapped my arms around her waist. My parents want to meet you. Formally. She stiffened a touch. The whole Clark dynasty? Just immediate family. Which is intimidating enough. Lena wiped her hands and turned to face me. We knew this was coming. The next evening we stood before my family's mansion. Lena wore a sleek black pantsuit, hair elegantly done. She squeezed my hand before we stepped inside. Darling, Mother cooed, honey over steel. And Lena. Welcome. Father watched from his armchair, while Nora practically vibrated with curiosity. Dinner unfolded like a careful racing line, every move calculated. Tell us, Lena, Mother said, carving into her roast, what are your long-term career plans? I'm developing sustainable racing technology, Lena answered smoothly. Several teams are interested. Fascinating, Father said at last. And your family background? I tensed. Lena stayed calm. Middle class. My father taught. My mother worked in administration. Mother's smile tightened. How quaint. Nora rescued us with eager questions about racing, her enthusiasm genuine. Mother's gaze, however, never softened. Afterward, Father summoned me to his study. This is an unusual choice, Marin. She's brilliant, Dad. And she makes me happy. He sighed. Happiness isn't everything. The Clark name carries responsibilities. In the garden I found Lena alone, moonlight silvering her profile. That was intense, she admitted. Your mother is thorough. She's probably running background checks already. Let her, Lena said, a mischievous smile flickering. I have nothing to hide. Back home, Mother's calls became relentless, each sharper than the last. Think about your future, she pressed. The family reputation. I am thinking about my future, I said. Lena is part of it. The pressure grew. Articles about failed relationships and career detours filled my inbox. Even Nora hinted at rising tension at home. At practice, Lena noticed my strain. We could slow down, she offered one evening. Give your family time. No, I said, pulling her close. I'm done letting them script my life. Still, doubts crept in during quiet hours. Would my choice cost us sponsors? Would family connections block Lena's next step? Late one sleepless night, I let it spill. What if I'm ruining everything for both of us? Lena propped herself on an elbow. Do you regret this? Never, I said, tracing her jaw. You're the most real thing in my life. Then we face it together, she whispered, kissing me. Like every other challenge. Mother's next move arrived via social channels, soft rumors about Lena's background and intentions. The racing world began to buzz. Ignore them, Lena said at practice, steady as ever. Focus on the track. But I saw how the scrutiny affected her, the careful way she maintained distance at public events, the shadow in her eyes when another rumor surfaced. Nora visited the garage, bringing warning. Mother's planning something bigger. She's meeting with board members. Of course she is, I sighed. Trying to protect the precious family name. That evening, watching Lena work late again, determination solidified. No more hiding. No more apologizing. Move in with me, I blurted out. She looked up, surprised. What about your family? You are my family now. The rest will adapt. Or not. Her smile could light up the darkest track. You sure about this? Never been more sure of anything. Later, tangled in sheets and moonlight, Lena whispered. Your mother might never accept this. Then she'll miss out on knowing how amazing you are. The choice felt right, despite the growing storm. Some victories require losing other battles. Mother's influence was powerful, but so was this thing between us. November brought new challenges, but we faced them together. Every shared coffee, every late-night practice, every quiet moment built something stronger than family expectations. The championship loomed closer, but the real race was against old prejudices and rigid traditions. Looking at Lena asleep beside me, I knew which finish line mattered more. Media attention exploded after a photographer caught us sharing a private moment in the pit lane. Sports websites buzzed with speculation about the female racing star and her mechanic. Rising star Maren Clark spotted with crew member, the headline screamed. Lena handled it with grace, focusing on preparations for the upcoming race. But I noticed her shoulders tense whenever cameras appeared. Just ignore them, I suggested during practice. They'll find new gossip soon. She adjusted my helmet strap, professional as always. It's not the cameras that worry me. The racing community's reaction split between support and whispered judgment. Some sponsors grew nervous, though none dared pull out directly. Then everything complicated further. A familiar face appeared in the garage one morning. Hello, Lena, a tall man smiled. Long time no see. Lena froze, wrench suspended midair. Ethan. Her ex-boyfriend, now a prominent racing journalist, had transferred to cover our team. His timing seemed suspiciously convenient. Just doing a feature on female professionals in racing, he explained smoothly. I watched their interaction from the corner, noting Lena's careful distance. Ethan's eyes followed her movements too closely. We should catch up, he suggested. For old time's sake. That evening, I couldn't focus during practice. What's the story with Ethan? Lena sighed, closing the hood. We dated. Years ago. Before I fully understood myself. Mother's doing, I realized. She arranged his transfer here. Ethan became a constant presence, asking questions about team dynamics, watching our interactions. His article draft suddenly questioned Lena's qualifications. Your mother's clever, Lena admitted. Attacks too professional to attack directly. Pressure mounted as championship qualifiers approached. Ethan's presence created tension in the garage. Other journalists picked up on the undercurrents. Then came the night that changed everything. After a grueling practice session, rain pounded the empty track. Lena and I stayed late, fine-tuning the engine. Thunder crashed outside, lightning illuminating the garage in harsh bursts. Lena's hands moved surely over the engine despite exhaustion evident in her posture. You need rest, I touched her shoulder. She straightened, wincing. Almost finished. Our eyes met in the dim light. The garage felt intimate, isolated from the world by sheets of rain. Lena's hair had escaped its tie, curling damply around her face. The kiss happened naturally, deepened by thunder and desire. We forgot about cameras, about Ethan, about everything beyond that moment. Until a flash went off. Ethan stood in the doorway, camera in hand, his expression mixed triumph with something darker. Well, he said quietly, this should make an interesting story. Lena stepped forward. Ethan, please. The racing world loves scandal, he continued. But I might be persuaded to lose these photos. Name your price. I snapped. The racing world loves scandal, he continued. But I might be persuaded to lose these photos. Name your price. I snapped. His smile turned cold. Dinner. Just Lena and me. For old time's sake. The choice hung between us, heavy as storm clouds. Lena touched my arm gently. I'll handle this, she whispered. Trust me. They left together, Lena's back straight with determination. I stayed in the garage, surrounded by tools and worry. Hours passed like years. Rain gradually ceased. When Lena returned, her expression was unreadable. "The photos are deleted," she said simply. "Lena, he wanted closure," she continued. "And to prove he still had power over me." I pulled her close, feeling her shake slightly. "Did he?" "No," she smiled against my shoulder. "I showed him I'm not that scared girl anymore." Later, curled together in bed, she told me everything, about young Lena, confused and trying to be what others wanted. About finding her truth in engines and freedom. "Ethan was my last attempt at fitting expectations," she murmured. I traced her spine gently. "And now?" "Now I'm exactly who I meant to be." Morning brought new challenges. Ethan's article appeared, professionally neutral but subtly undermined. Mother's orchestration was obvious. But something had shifted. Lena moved with new confidence, our love stronger for surviving the storm. The championship drew closer, bringing fresh pressures. But watching Lena work, seeing her quiet strength, I knew we'd weather whatever came next. Some victories happen off the track, in moments of truth between thunder and dawn. Ethan's attempt at sabotage had only reinforced what we already knew. "Ready for practice?" Lena asked, already focused on the day ahead. I kissed her quickly. "Ready for anything." The garage filled with morning light, chasing away shadows of doubt. We had races to win on and off the track. Father's private investigator didn't bother being subtle. He followed Lena to her apartment, documented our time together, dug through her past. "Your father wants proof," Mother announced during an unexpected visit to the track. About the legitimacy of this engagement. I watched Lena work across the garage, her movements precise despite the tension. "There's nothing to investigate." "Really?" Mother's smile turned predatory. "No hidden agenda? No financial motivations?" The insinuation made my blood boil. "Lena's not after the Clark fortune." "Everyone has a price, darling." That evening, I found Lena studying financial documents in her office, her face pale. "They're auditing the team's maintenance expenses," she explained. "Every part I've ordered, every repair logged. Looking for discrepancies." I felt sick. "Trying to prove you're embezzling." "Your father's thorough," she attempted a smile. "But my records are perfect." The investigation expanded. Team members were questioned about our relationship timeline. Sponsors received anonymous tips suggesting impropriety. Lena handled it with grace, but I saw the toll. Dark circles under her eyes deepened, her hands sometimes shook while working on engines. "We could end this," she offered one night. "I could transfer to another team." "No," I pulled her closer. "That's exactly what they want." The championship race loomed 2 weeks away. Practice time suffered as stress mounted. Even Nora's support couldn't shield us from growing scrutiny. Then Father's investigator made a critical mistake. He approached Lena's ex-boyfriend Ethan. "They offered me money," Ethan called to warn her. "To say you had a history of pursuing wealthy partners." Lena's laugh held no humor. "Did you take it?" "No," he paused. "You deserve better than that." But others proved less honorable. Stories emerged about Lena's past, twisted half-truths designed to damage. The team manager called us both in. "This is affecting performance," he stated flatly. "Handle it, or changes will be made." That night, we sat in Lena's apartment, surrounded by takeout containers and worry. "Your father's investigation is forcing a choice," Lena said quietly. I watched her hands, those capable hands that could coax magic from engines. "I choose you." "It's not that simple," she met my eyes. "Your whole world is racing." "You're my world now too." A knock interrupted us. Nora stood outside, clutching documents. "Mother's meeting with the racing board tomorrow," she announced. "They're questioning Lena's certifications." The implications hit hard. Even if accusations proved false, the investigation itself could destroy Lena's career. "Enough," I grabbed my keys. "This ends now." Lena caught my arm. "What are you doing?" "Fighting back." The drive to my parents' house passed in determined silence. Lena and Nora exchanged worried glances. Mother answered the door, unsurprised. "Family meeting at last?" "No," I stepped past her. "This is an ultimatum." Father looked up from his study desk. The private investigator's reports lay open before him. "Stop the investigation," I demanded. Or I go public with everything. Everything? Mother's voice sharpened. How you tried to sabotage your daughter's happiness. How the great Clark family would rather destroy someone than accept change. Silence stretched. Lena stood beside me, her presence strengthening my resolve. You'd risk the family reputation? Father finally asked. You're risking it by acting like bigots. More silence. Then Father nodded slightly. Interesting. You've never fought this hard for anything before. He closed the investigation files. Perhaps we underestimated this relationship's significance. Mother began to protest, but Father raised his hand. Enough, Mother. Our daughter has made her choice. The victory felt hollow as we drove home. Too much damage already done, too many wounds opened. But Lena's hand found mine in the darkness. Together, she whispered. Morning brought cautious hope. The investigation stopped. Rumors gradually faded. In the garage, Lena worked with renewed focus. 2 weeks to championship, she reminded me. Ready to make history? Her smile held promises. Always. Some battles end not with dramatic declarations, but quiet choices. Father's acceptance seemed tentative, Mother's resignation obvious. But watching Lena prepare my car, seeing her confidence restored, I knew we'd won something more valuable than approval. We'd proven our love could withstand investigation, survive scrutiny, emerge stronger. Now we just had to win a championship to celebrate. We need to address the rumors, my publicist insisted during an emergency meeting. Championship week had arrived, bringing increased media attention. No more hiding, I agreed, surprising everyone. Lena squeezed my hand under the table. The press conference was scheduled for that afternoon. Cameras flashed as I approached the podium, Lena standing supportively nearby. Yes, the rumors are true, I began steadily. Lena Reyes and I are engaged. Questions erupted like an engine backfiring. How long? What about sponsors? Was this a publicity stunt? Our relationship developed naturally through our shared passion for racing, I pressed on. Any other questions should be about the upcoming championship. Lena's proud smile steadied me. Some reporters respected the line. Others pushed. Miss Clark, how does your family feel about this unconventional choice? Before I could answer, Nora materialized. The Clark family fully supports my sister's happiness. Mother's absence said plenty, but Nora standing there meant more. Back in the garage, reactions were mixed. Most of the crew offered congratulations. A few turned awkward and unsure. Head mechanic Caleb cleared his throat. Lena, maybe you should move to the secondary garage. Why? I shot back. Has the quality of her work changed? No, but, then nothing changes, Lena said, calm and firm, lifting her wrench and getting on with it. The day piled on more obstacles. Conservative sponsors voiced concerns. Social feeds erupted with commentary. Let them talk, Lena murmured that evening, kneading tension from my shoulders. We keep our eyes on the win. Still, strain seeped into the bays. Some crew requested transfers. Others let sly comments slip about favoritism. Lena took the hardest hits, misplaced tools, scrambled maintenance charts, little acts of sabotage too slippery to pin down. I can handle it, she insisted, though fatigue traced her face. Then came the unexpected. Women mechanics from other teams sent messages of solidarity. LGBTQ+ racing fans began filling the stands at practice. Even Ethan surprised us, his latest piece spotlighted Lena's technical breakthroughs, judging her solely on performance. Maybe people do change, Lena said, scanning the article. Nora organized a show of support before the qualifiers. Rainbow flags waved beside racing pennants. See, she beamed. Love wins. Mother stayed conspicuously absent, but Father came to practice, quietly watching Lena work, taking in her precision. She's quite talented, he said at last. The best in the business, I replied. Slowly, the garage found a new rhythm. Those unwilling to accept us moved on. Those who remained formed a tighter, stronger unit. A young mechanic approached Lena, nerves obvious. Would you mentor me? Lena's smile could have powered the whole grid. Of course. That night, we walked the empty circuit, stars pricking the dark, witnesses to the ground we'd covered. Second thoughts? Lena asked, voice low. About you? Never. Her kiss tasted like a victory already claimed. Not every championship is marked by a cup. Morning brought final checks. The garage thrummed with focused intent. Even the skeptics conceded our relationship hadn't dented performance. Ready to make history? Lena asked, straightening my helmet. We already did, I winked. This race is just the bonus. Nora arrived with coffee and hugs. Mom sends her love. Really? Well, she will, eventually. Her optimism was contagious. The air felt different, judgment trading places with acceptance, prejudice giving way to respect. Lena's hands moved surely across the engine, last adjustments smooth and certain. Her wedding ring caught the light, flinging tiny rainbows across the chrome. Perfect, she said, about the setup, about the moment. The garage wasn't just a workplace anymore. It was where we'd fallen in love, fought through the worst, and won over hearts and minds. Time to show them what we can do, I said, pulling her close, ignoring the curious eyes. Her smile promised future victories on the track and off. Some races alter more than standings. We chose truth over tradition, love over expectation. All that remained was one more win to finish the story. The world was watching now, finally seeing us clearly, Lena's strength, my resolve, our love refusing to yield. Championship glory beckoned, but we had already claimed the most important victory. We were free to be ourselves, supported by those who mattered most. Time to show everyone what that freedom could achieve. Championship morning dawned with a mix of rain and nerves. Lena had worked through the night, double-checking every component. The weather might be trouble, she warned, dark circles under her eyes. I watched her movements, still graceful despite exhaustion. The garage buzzed with pre-race energy. Television crews setting up everywhere. Final preparations for the Clark racing team, reporters announced. Can they overcome recent controversies to claim victory? Mother's surprise appearance created instant tension. She stood awkwardly near my car, designer outfit out of place among tools and grease. I came to wish you luck, she said stiffly. Lena tactfully busied herself with engine checks, but I saw her watching from the corner of her eye. Thank you, I matched Mother's formal tone. Your father wanted to come, she added. Board meeting. The unsaid hung heavy between us. Then Mother surprised everyone. Your mechanic, she gestured toward Lena. She's very focused. The best there is. Mother nodded slightly. Perhaps dinner next week. Both of you. Before I could respond, chaos erupted. Warning lights flashed on the diagnostic panel. Fuel pressure dropping, Lena called urgently. Something's wrong. Mother stepped back as the team swarmed the car. Lena's hands flew over components, finding the issue. Sabotage, she announced grimly. Fuel lines been tampered with. Security launched an immediate investigation, but with 1 hour until race time, we faced bigger problems. Can we fix it? I asked. Lena's determined expression answered before her words. We need parts and time we don't have. Then Mother did something extraordinary. She pulled out her phone. What parts, exactly? She demanded. I'll make calls. 20 minutes later, a helicopter landed outside the track. Emergency supplies rushed to our garage. Lena worked miracles, her hands sure despite the pressure. Mother actually held tools, designer suit forgotten. 10 minutes to starting positions, officials announced. Done, Lena straightened, wiping sweat from her forehead. Mother touched her arm briefly. Impressive work. The moment felt significant beyond mere repairs. Rain intensified as cars lined up. Through my earpiece, Lena's voice remained steady. Weather is making turn 4 treacherous, she advised. Watch your speed there. The race blurred into focused intensity. Rain created challenging conditions, requiring perfect coordination between driver and mechanic. Halfway through, disaster struck again. Warning lights flashed. Engine temperature rising, Lena reported tensely. The sabotage created hidden damage. Can we finish? Her silence spoke volumes. Then, I'll guide you through it. Trust me. Mother, watching from the pit, actually held Nora's hand as we fought for position. Lena's voice kept me centered, suggesting subtle adjustments. The engine protested but held. Final lap, she announced. Give it everything. The finish line approached through curtains of rain. Engine temperature critical, but Lena's modifications held. Almost there, she whispered. You've got this. We crossed first by mere seconds. The team erupted in celebration as I brought the struggling car to stop. Lena reached me first, pulling me into a rain-soaked embrace. Cameras flashed, capturing our moment. Then Mother appeared, designer outfit drenched. She hesitated briefly before hugging us both. "Well done," she said simply. "Both of you." The victory celebration continued through evening, but the real win wasn't just the championship. Lena's technical brilliance had saved the race. Mother's assistance had bridged impossible gaps. "Your mother's not so bad," Lena admitted later, championship trophy gleaming nearby. "She's learning," I smiled. "We all are." The garage slowly emptied of celebrating team members. Rain continued outside, but inside felt warm with triumph. "Ready for whatever comes next?" Lena asked softly. I pulled her close, both of us still damp from victory champagne. "With you?" "Always." Security caught the saboteur, a disgruntled former teammate. But their attempt had backfired spectacularly. Instead of destroying us, they had brought unlikely allies together. Sometimes victory requires losing old battles to win new ones. Mother's dinner invitation stood, small steps toward bigger acceptance. The championship trophy caught evening light, casting rainbows across garage walls. But watching Lena clean tools, humming quietly, I knew the real prize had nothing to do with racing. Some victories change more than standings, they change hearts. The championship aftermath brought unexpected challenges. Lena received multiple job offers from top racing teams across the country. 3 teams want me as head engineer, she announced one morning, letters spread across our kitchen table. The salary offers are incredible. My heart stuttered. Most positions were in different cities. That's amazing news. She studied my face carefully. I haven't accepted anything yet. The possibility of separation loomed large. Each offer promised career advancement, opportunities too good to ignore. Mother, surprisingly, invited us for brunch to discuss options. Her mansion felt different now, less intimidating. "Long-distance relationships rarely work," she noted, serving coffee. "Especially in your situation." "Mom," I warned. "Let me finish," she continued. "Which is why I spoke with the board." Lena set down her cup carefully. "About what?" "Creating a new position. Director of Technical Innovation for Clark Racing." The offer stunned us both. Mother smiled slightly. "The salary matches your other offers," she added. "Plus stock options." Later, walking through our favorite park, Lena seemed distant. "It feels too easy." "What do you mean?" "Your mother opposed us so strongly. Now this generous offer." I understood her hesitation. She's trying, in her way. But is it right? Lena stopped walking. "Taking a position because of our relationship?" The question needed answering. We spent days discussing possibilities, weighing options. Then Father invited Lena to tour the research facility. She returned excited, full of ideas. "They're developing revolutionary sustainable technology," she explained. "Things I've dreamed of implementing." "So it's not just about us?" Her eyes sparkled. "This could change racing forever." The decision still wasn't simple. Other teams offered prestigious positions, chances to build her own legacy. One evening, organizing the garage, I found Lena's old toolbox. Inside lay her first wrench, worn with years of use. "You kept it," she smiled, finding me there. "Remember telling me about your dreams?" I held the wrench carefully. "About changing racing from inside." She nodded slowly. "Making it more inclusive. More innovative. Maybe that's your answer." Mother's offer meant more than just keeping us together, it meant chance for real change. Lena spent another week considering options. I tried staying neutral, supporting whatever she chose. Then one morning, she made breakfast. "I've decided," my heart paused. "And I'm staying." She grinned. "But with conditions." She had drafted proposals for new initiatives, programs supporting female mechanics, sustainable technology research. "Your mother already approved them," she added. Apparently I impressed the board. Relief and joy mixed with pride. Lena would revolutionize racing her way, on her terms. Plus, she smiled mischievously, someone needs to keep you winning championships. The garage felt different that evening, fuller somehow, rich with possibility. Mother called to discuss contract details, her voice held new respect when addressing Lena. "The board expects great things," she concluded. "As do I." Progress came in unexpected ways, Mother learning acceptance through Lena's brilliance, Father admiring her innovations. Even old team members who had transferred returned, drawn by exciting new projects. "We're creating something special here," Lena observed, surveying her expanding department. The future stretched bright before us, full of challenges worth facing together. "Ready to change racing forever?" I pulled her close. Her kiss tasted of possibility and promise. "Already started." Nora organized a celebration dinner, gathering friends and family. Even Mother relaxed enough to laugh. "To new beginnings," Father toasted, looking around the table, seeing genuine smiles. Acceptance finally felt real. Later, Lena and I walked the track under stars, the same track where we fell in love, fought battles, won victories. "No regrets?" I asked softly. She squeezed my hand. "Only if I had chosen differently." Some choices reshape not just lives, but entire worlds. Lena's decision to stay would impact racing for years. But watching her plan tomorrow's practice, eyes bright with purpose, I knew the biggest changes happened in hearts. We had won more than championships, we had won the right to build our future together. Now we just had to decide what that future would look like. But whatever came next, we would face it side by side. That's the real victory lap. The morning of our wedding dawned clear and crisp. Arizona winter painted the track with delicate frost, making everything sparkle. "You're supposed to be getting ready," Nora scolded, finding me in the garage. I traced my hand along the car's hood. "Just checking final adjustments for tomorrow's qualifying race." The decision to hold our ceremony at the track raised eyebrows, but where else could we celebrate? "Lena's already dressed," Nora tempted. "She looks amazing." Mother supervised decorations, transforming the VIP suite into something magical. Her acceptance had grown into genuine support. "The photography lighting is perfect," she noted, adjusting flower arrangements. "Though a church would have been traditional." "When have we ever been traditional?" I smiled. The guest list surprised everyone: rival teams, fellow drivers, mechanics from across the circuit. Even Ethan came, bringing sincere congratulations. "You two changed racing," he observed. "Made it better." Lena's sustainable technology initiative had revolutionized the sport. Female enrollment in mechanical programs soared after her promotion. I found her in her office, already dressed in elegant white, studying engine schematics. "Even now?" I laughed. She looked up, beautiful enough to stop my heart. "Just finalizing tomorrow's strategy. We're getting married in an hour and qualifying in 18 hours. She winked. Multitasking. The ceremony location proved perfect. Standing before a racing family, exchanging vows where we first connected. "I knew you were special," Lena said softly, "when you trusted my engine modifications without question." "I knew you were perfect," I responded, "when you chose us over safer options." Mother actually cried during the vows. Father beamed with pride. The reception evolved into an impromptu strategy session. Race teams mingled, sharing ideas, building connections. "Only you two would turn a wedding into a technical summit," Nora teased. But that was us, racing in love, perfectly balanced. Later, champagne flowing, Mother pulled me aside. "I was wrong before. About everything." She smiled genuinely. "Lena makes you better. Makes us all better." The celebration continued into evening. Then Lena appeared with her toolbox. "Quick adjustments needed," she explained, "for tomorrow." Guests laughed as we disappeared to the garage, still in wedding attire. "Some honeymoon," I teased, watching her work. "Just wait," she promised. After qualifying, the garage felt different now, filled with memories, triumphs, moments of love and learning. "Remember our first kiss here?" Lena asked, making final tweaks. "Remember our first everything here?" Tomorrow would bring new challenges: championship qualifying, fresh competitions, endless possibilities. But tonight, we celebrated choosing love over expectations, building something stronger than tradition. The track lights came on automatically, bathing us in familiar glow. "Ready for tomorrow?" Lena straightened, satisfied with adjustments. "Ready for everything." I pulled her close. Our kiss tasted of champagne and future promise. Some finish lines lead to new beginnings. Nora found us later, still in the garage planning tomorrow's race. "Most romantic wedding ever," she declared proudly. She was right. Romance isn't just flowers and traditions. Sometimes it's trust in each other's dreams, support through every victory and setback. Mother's wedding gift sat unopened, keys to a bigger garage facility. For the future, her note read simply. That future stretched endless before us, full of races, innovations, moments together. Lena's hand found mine, strong and sure as always. Tomorrow we would race again. Tonight, we toasted the path we chose for ourselves. Some winds reverberate forever, reshaping not just lives but entire worlds. We'd earned the right to be ourselves, to love freely, to chase our dreams together. That's worth more than any championship trophy, though we plan to win those, too. After all, some love stories are best told at full speed.